Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers, from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Today, Flowers, Part 26, from the Mother. In Indian mythology, the creator god is Brahma, and I think that it was precisely his power which has been symbolized by this flower, the creative word. And when one is in contact with it, the words spoken have a power of evocation or creation or formation or transformation. The words, sound always has a power. It has much more power than men think. It may be a good power, and it may be a bad power. It creates vibrations which have an undeniable effect. It is not so much the idea as the sound. The idea, too, has its own power, but in its own domain, whereas the sound has a power in the material world. When that is there, when this realization is attained, then to eat or not to eat, to sleep or not to sleep, all this has no longer any importance. It is an outer rhythm left to the play of the universal forces as a whole, finding expression through the circumstances and people around you. And then the body, united, totally united with the inner truth, has a suppleness, a constant adaptability. If food is there, it takes it. If it isn't there, it doesn't think about it. And so too with all things. This is not life. They are modes of existing to which one adapts oneself without giving it any thought. This gives you the feeling of a kind of blossoming, as a flower opens on a plant, a sort of activity which does not come from a concentrated will, but is in harmony with all the forces around you, a way of being which is adapted to the circumstances you live in, which have absolutely no importance in themselves. The trees. Mother looks at the coconut tree in front of her window that was stripped by the cyclone. This one held up so marvelously, and it has a new flower. It has old leaves damaged by the cyclone, but it has grown a new flower. So lovely, so fresh. Everything is like that. There is now a kind of very precise knowledge of the whole inner mechanism for all things, and what has to be done materially. This is developing as a flower blossoms. You see one petal open, and then another, and then another. It is proceeding like that, slowly, taking its time. It's the same process for the power. As I said, it's in the nerves that the experience is the most painful. Naturally, since they are the most sensitive cells, those with the sharpest sensation. But they have a very great receptivity and very spontaneous, a spontaneously strong receptivity, and effortless to the harmonious physical vibration, parentheses, which is very rare, but still it exists in some individuals. and that physical vibration. What we could call a physical force, a harmonious physical vibration, parentheses, spontaneously harmonious, of course, without the need for mental intervention, like the vibrations of a flower, for instance. There are physical vibrations that are like that carry in themselves a harmonious force, and the nerves are extremely sensitive and receptive to that vibration, which immediately puts them right again. Mother gives more flowers. This one is more on the personal side, friendship with the divine. The friendly relationship you can have with the divine. You understand each other. You don't fear each other. You're good friends. And this one is a wonder. Mother gives divine love governing the world. What strength! It's generous, expansive, without narrowness, pettiness, or limitations. When that comes, divine love, true love, finds its delight and its satisfaction in itself. It has no need to be received and appreciated, nor to be shared. It loves for the sake of loving, as a flower blooms. To feel this love in oneself is to possess an immutable happiness. 21st June 1971.